Hey all, the Diplomat here, coming to you from the USA, and continuing on with part 7 of the Chris Watts Discovery read-through. Last we left off on Discovery page 86 with a supplemental report from Officer Ivan Perez, and it begins. On August 14, 2018, at approximately 11:45 hours, I dispatched to 2825 Saratoga Trail regarding 3 missing people. I arrived at the Frederick Police Department and was debriefed on the situation. I was told by Commander Egan I would be assisting a team of search and rescue dogs in trying to find a direction of travel from the 3 missing people, Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. I arrived at the address with 3 search and rescue dogs. 2 of the dogs were from Search and Rescue Dogs of the United States, and the 2 handlers were Jeff Hebert and Jane Majewski. The 3rd dog was a canine from the Boulder County, and the handler was Deputy Tkach. Upon knocking on the door, I contacted Chris Watts. Officer Lyons asked Christopher for consent to have officers enter the home to collect a scent sample for the dogs to sniff and also for a dog to enter the home. Christopher was advised this was voluntary and had the right to refuse. Christopher agreed and let officers inside the house. While inside the house, I observed the house was very clean from the middle and upper level of the house. Deputy Tkach asked Christopher if there was any dirty laundry from Shanann. Christopher showed Deputy Tkach a basket of laundry that was located in the master bedroom bathroom. Christopher advised his clothes were also mixed with Shanann's clothes, so Deputy Tkach was not able to use any of the dirty laundry. Christopher advised Deputy Tkach that all of the dirty laundry that belonged to Bella and Celeste he had picked up and put in a dirty laundry basket. Christopher advised he made both Bella's and Celeste's beds and had touched the covers and pillows. Christopher advised the most recent pair of shoes that Bella and Celeste wore were from a pool party they went to on Saturday. Christopher advised Bella and Celeste wore the shoes home from the pool party. The shoes were located just outside the back patio on a chair. Boulder County Canine Deputy Tkach took a scent sample from shoes that belonged to Bella and Celeste. Deputy Tkach took a scent sample from a pair of sandals that belonged to Shanann. I asked Christopher if Shanann usually goes out on hikes, and Christopher stated, "We've never been on a hike." So just real interesting here is he did get his hands into everything. So he basically disturbed a crime scene, right? I imagine his cleaning obviously was purposeful. I just don't know if he intended to disrupt the dogs by touching everything. But it'd be very interesting to know, because those shoes that he had out back, I wonder if he missed them. I'm glad they were there. When going back inside the house with the rescue dog and Jane, a news reporter and neighbor were inside the home and asked to step outside so the dog would not be confused with all of the scents inside the home. One of the rescue dogs and Jane entered the home, and Christopher chose to step outside to do an interview with the news reporter. I stayed outside with Christopher and advised him on several occasions he was allowed inside the home if he wished to go inside. Christopher stated he understood and still chose to stay outside with the news reporter. Video and audio was recorded and will be added to the case file. Officer Lyons stayed with the rescue dog and Jane inside the house. Officer Lyons told me to ask Christopher what Bella and Celeste were wearing on Sunday night, Monday morning. Christopher advised Bella and Celeste wear pajamas to bed and usually wear long dress-style pajamas. Christopher advised he did not know exactly which ones Bella or Celeste were wearing that night. That is interesting. He's the one that put them to bed, right? He's pretty involved father. He knows what they wear, what they normally wear. Even says long dress style. Yet, he says he doesn't know what they had that night, what they were wearing. Comment if you have any additional thoughts or information on that. I'm very interested to hear. Officer Lyons stated that Jane requested a different dog enter the home. Jane stepped outside the home with the rescue dog, and Jeff went inside the home with a different dog. Christopher was asked again if he consented to have the dog enter the home. Christopher advised again he understood and consented to letting the dog enter the home. For more information on the dogs being inside the home, please see Officer Lyons' report. Once the dog was done from inside the home, Deputy DeCatch and I searched around the area with one of the dogs to try and catch a scent or trail from Bella, Celeste, or Shanann leading anywhere around the area. Deputy DeCatch and I walked from approximately Windham Hill Parkway and Saratoga Trail to Billings Avenue and Miners Peak, from Billings Avenue to Aggregate Boulevard to Windham Hill Parkway, and then from Windham Hill Parkway back to Saratoga. The dog did not alert for anything around the area that was searched. Exact GPS locations of what the other two dogs searched will be added to the case file. Deputy DeCatch drew on a hand map the areas she had searched and not found anything. The map will be added to the case report. Christopher's work truck was parked just northeast in front of the house on the north side of the street facing west. One of the dogs was taken to the work truck, and Jane advised the dog showed interest in the truck. Jane stated the dog did not alert for any human remains inside the vehicle, but the dog caught the scent of one of the three missing parties. Command staff was advised. I was requested to retrieve video surveillance from McDonald's and Home Depot from August the 10th, midnight to present time, August 14th. The manager of the McDonald's stated only a supervisor has access to the video surveillance, and a supervisor will not be in until 1900 hours. A flash drive was left with the manager. Upon arrival at the Home Depot, I spoke to the manager, who informed me he did not have access to the video surveillance at this store. The manager stated he would have to request the video footage to the store that has access. I left a business card containing the case number and date and time of video surveillance that was needed. The manager advised he should hear back within a few days, and that the store will contact me once the video is ready. Wow, a few days, huh? Maybe if they hadn't had so much other information, they would have said a few days isn't good enough. At approximately 20:30, I was advised there were currently no more assignments and done for the day. On August 14, at approximately 2300 hours, Sergeant Bakes called me to come back to work and watch the house. At approximately 0:30 hours, I arrived at 2825 Saratoga Trail and parked in front of the house. I was advised to stay watching the house and only document if anyone arrives at the house. I was advised that Christopher was spending the night at a friend's house. No one arrived at the house all morning. At 0600 hours, I was relieved from my position by Detective Baumover. Nothing further. Officer Perez. So one thing I just noticed in both these previous reports is there's certainly not as much written in these two reports about the dogs, and maybe we'll see more, as much as we either see in the video or we've read in comments. So it certainly doesn't seem, at least from these two officers' perspective, that the dogs picked up on a whole lot. So I found that pretty interesting. The next supplemental report is from Amanda Purcell on August 17th. Over the course of the investigation, I, Records Supervisor Purcell, have assisted by answering calls to the Frederick Police Department and fielding these calls and messages to the appropriate parties. I have also been answering and or forwarding all emailed correspondence directed to the Frederick Police Department with regards to this case. Any photos that were taken by officers were given to me, which I then downloaded to the electronic case file for this investigation. Records requests pertaining to this investigation have all gone through me, which I have thus denied so as to avoid any hindrance or endangerment of the investigation. Media personnel looking for records, not information from the PIO, have been handled by me. I have informed these persons from various media outlets that no records regarding the suspects, victims, or the associated addresses will be released at this time, so as not to damage the investigation as it is still ongoing. As evidence technician, I handled the intake of all evidence items according to the policies and procedures set forth by the Frederick Police Department. All items were checked in, verified for description accuracy, intact seals, affixed with appropriate evidence tags, and stored in our locked security alarmed evidence room. Nothing further, Records Supervisor Purcell. So I'm going to stop part 7 there because we have a number of her handwritten notes and other handwritten notes to go into, and then some text messages. So we'll end there at discovery page 88. I, as always, appreciate you listening, and please feel free to comment below. Always like or subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you, and have a great day.